Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting some more people in, so I'll just add them as we go. Um, we've got about 26 days left in this semester. If you don't have your book or your supplies, that's something you want to be getting right away. But even if you don't have them yet and you're going to get them later on today or tomorrow, you're still going to have plenty of time to get everything done for the semester. Some students have been asking me when things are due. They're just due once a day after you get your materials. Once we get everybody with their materials and we're kind of all in the same spot, I can give you a little bit more feedback about when to have things completed. But in general, do your digital studies first. Then when you get your lab book, do your perspective drawing. And then after you have your paints, you'll start your first mixing assignments. I would set aside this week to get all of that finished, and we will start on the still lives the week after. So do make sure you're getting your book and your paints as soon as possible. So if we go to my desktop, you can see here's our site. You can go to summer 2020 to see our schedule. And if we go through here, we have the Zoom meetings. So if you ever miss one, you can come and see those. You can see the regular kind of classroom way I would explain things. So you could watch that. And then just follow through, and you can be seeing each one of the assignments. So one of the next assignments, once you have your book and your paints, is to do your value assignment. Okay, and value is the light and dark, black and white study. And so once you see the calendar, you can go to the tutorials and see very specific how-tos on each one of these assignments. So if we go to the digital studies, if you weren't sure exactly how to do that, you can go through here and scrub left to right to see each element of that. The first sketch that you do is in this assignment, and then the first value assignment is here. And so if I were to click and go through this, you'll see that I'm showing you step by step how to mix each one of those values. And what we'll end up with is a lab book. Let's see if I can get it to come to here, where you have all of these different grays in there. Sorry, my hand's in the way just a little bit. But you'll mix them on the opposite side of the lab book. I'm using a piece of palette paper, but you'll use the opposite side of the lab book, and you'll just be painting these in. So each one of these next assignments, for those of you that have your paints and have your lab book, this is the saturation assignment, where all you're doing is changing the saturation. It doesn't get darker or lighter. So you'll mix a gray that is the same value as the yellow if you're following along. And then the two parts of the primaries and then the secondaries and the intermediates, this assignment here is where you're going to fill in that color wheel, and I'll show you those. So those of you that don't have any materials, get your materials. Those of you that have your digital studies complete, go into the lab book and do your sketched assignment. We're just drawing out the box to see how that works. And then as soon as you get your paints, we'll start the value, saturation, and the primaries. And that would be your goal to get completed in the next week or so. All right. Now, if you want to get started on something, let's say that you got this far along and you want to ask me, am I doing the right thing? Does this look correct? You can take a picture and you can email it to me. And those of you that have been emailing me, you will see that I responded just as quickly as I can. So I've got two students here that are coming in. So Janae and Asia, I've gone over this a little bit. You'll have to go to the video. I went ahead and got started at 3 minutes after. So But those are the things that you'll be wanting to do. Now, if you don't have your supplies by June 1, I would start to get a little bit worried about that. So, so try to get your materials in the next couple days so you can be turning these in. And you'll get these from students. And so I can kind of go through here and find my founders assignments right here. And so you can see that she's done, each colors. So along the bottom, you're going to be able to see these in the digital assignment. So we want to see 12 colors. And then when you go to do the painting, you'll also want to be able to show me that you've got 12 colors, a medium, and a light in each of these areas. So this practice is really important for what we'll do with the paintings later. Okay, so again, we're just sort of catching up and seeing if anybody's having any problems. For those of you that are with me right now, is anybody having an immediate problem that I can help you with?
No.
Okay.
No.
All good? All right. Well, if you do, you can hang on after this if you just don't want to talk in front of everybody else. I'll hang on for a few extra minutes and see if you do. But as you get finished, today, you can leave the meeting and just make sure that you're able to work with those materials and keep making some progress. If you do an assignment every other day, you'll have no trouble getting everything complete by the end of the summer semester. So try to give yourself that sort of pace if you can. And you can work every day and get ahead and finish the class before the class is supposed to finish. You can work on a Saturday or a Sunday if you want, just to be able to get this out of your way. But do send me your images so I have a chance to see that you've done them correctly, because I don't want you to turn something in that it's not right and then you not get credit for it. Sometimes it's just a very simple thing where you only have 11 colors instead of 12, and you just need to find one more highlight.
Yeah, my teacher. Hey, Jay said, can you stir the macaroni in the thing? It's in the oven or something.
Were you able to see my digital studies that I turned in last night? This is Amber.
Yeah, just a second. So who's asking about the digital studies?
Yes, I was asking, were you able to see my assignment when I sent it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look and what I can do. Did you email it to me?
Yes, I was just making sure it was correct. I wasn't too sure.
Okay, so this is Ambi Cam, right?
Amber. That's
okay.
my YouTube name.
Yeah, you're showing up as Ambi Cam. Okay, what I'll do is after this meeting's over is I'll go to my email and I'll double check and I'll respond back.
Yeah, stir it up.
So far, everybody that had their work turned into me, they did it correctly.
I can't hear anything that you're saying. Yeah, me either. Somebody needs to mute their thing. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I had a question
Yes.
about the digital studies. So with the little squares, we need to have every single one filled in, correct?
That's correct. Now, there are more than 12 colors on some of these, but I'm only requiring you to do 12. So when you get to the more complicated ones, it's possible for you to find 24 or 36 or much more than that. But there's just 12 that I'm looking for. And if you look at the explanation, it'll explain a little bit about what we're looking for. But it's generally 3 colors for one wall, 3 colors for the other wall, 3 colors for the floor, and 3 colors for the object.
Yeah, because I already finished it, but now I have to go back because I think I have less than 12 for some of them.
Okay, well just make sure that you've got 3 for the ones that I explained. And if you only have one, you might have thought the wall is just all red, but what you'll find is as you use the eyedropper on it, you have some lighter or darker reds that are on there. So that's what I'll be asking you to do with the painting. So that's why I'm asking you to do it with digital studies.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, I know it's a crazy time and it would be much different and probably much better if we were able to meet in person, but because of the pandemic, this is the best we can do right now. So I hope those videos help you understand how to do the assignments. And I'm checking my email every day, so I'm there to help you if you run into trouble or you have a question. So good luck, everyone. We won't meet next Monday via Zoom because it's the holiday. What I'll try to do is have us meet maybe in the middle of the next week. And I realize that some of you may have other classes or jobs, so hopefully these videos will help you also, if you miss it, understand what we're doing.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
So I'm supposed to get my book today. Like it should be arriving soon. So after I get my book, I can just go look at the videos and start working like in the book.
Exactly, and it's you may see one that you want to do that's down the road a little bit, but try to do them in order because it's sort of like going to the gym. If you start out slow, you're going to end up learning some things and apply that to the more complicated ones. So just go in order. And also, I would call the bookstore because one of the students went over there yesterday and they were closed. So I don't know if they have morning hours or exactly if they have different hours on different days. So just call so you don't waste your time driving all the way over there and it turns out they're closed.
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing.
And Professor Bez,
Yes.
just picking back on what you said about the bookstore. I went up there today at 11, and I think he said he's leaving. If anybody need to go today, he's going to be closed the rest of the week. I think he said he's going to be closed the rest of the week because he's going on vacation. So if anybody needs to go get their book, I think he said he's leaving at 2:00.
Okay. Well, that's not very convenient.
I know. I said I would let you know that he was going to be closing early. And like they had everything up there, the paint, I found the paint, the brushes, and the little knife thingy and
Yeah,
the
the
book.
palette
So
knife. Okay. Well, I'll email everyone right away. And what he may be able to do is if you guys can go online and order it from the WSSU URL, he may be able to get those out to everybody. So we'll just do the best we can. It's not a perfect situation right now. But thanks for that information.
you're welcome.
Anybody else?
I have one last question.
Sure.
I wanted to know, what did I want? Oh, I wanted to know if when you first open the book, it has this value, saturation, and the tints. Do we make another copy of that on the next page because there's a template version of it?
Yeah, you fill in the one that I've already shown you as an example. So
we copy it?
you just paint in that area. It's almost like a coloring book at that point. So I've given you the edges for the 11 different values, 11 different saturations, and then the 12 different colors with their lights and shadows. So yeah, you're filling in like my example. So if you go to hold on one second, I'll pull it up. So if you go to the tutorials, so yours, do you see this color wheel here? So yours is blank like this. So what you'll be doing is you'll be filling it in the way I did. And the most important thing is to get your primary colors, your yellow, your magenta, and your cyan in the right spot, and then they all fill in. But if you look at this video, this will show you all the steps.
Okay.
So does that answer your question?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure I was going to do the right thing.
Sure.
that was my last question.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure thing.
Oh, sure.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.